Yo, what is good, everybody? Good morning. Hope you've been well. Hope you've been good. So we're currently on our way to town because I thought we're gonna go pick up some sneakers. We called them this morning, called Nike this morning, and they said that they have a size 12 in these sneakers that I want to pick up because I thought the drop was tonight, but actually it was last night, and so I missed it. So we're just on our way to go pick up their stuff. We'll chill out in town, and then we'll look at that review. So we'll catch you guys soon. Doses. Hey, that parcel. There might have been an owl last night, but there ain't an owl this morning. Shout out to Nike here in Wellington. On to the next.
6.5 hours later.
And after 4 hours inside Mecca, on to the next. Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to the room. As I mentioned, I hope you've been well, hope you've been good, I hope you've been ticking off those boxes, and as we say, along the way, picking up some fresh kicks. Well, as I mentioned, this is a delayed dub. It's not an owl, even though I did get the owl on Nike sneakers because I forgot the date that these released. But the shoe that we'll be going to look at today is the Air Jordan 13 Retro Obsidians. But just like anything, before we get into this, if you haven't already, I would love if you could like this video, click that subscribe button, but also click the bell notifications so that you can get notified for when I drop my videos here on my channel. Let's have a look at a bit of history and then we'll go into the sneaker review. Well, this shoe was released in 1997 and the Jordan wore for his 3P. Tinker Hatfield is the designer of the Jordan 13, and how he designed this shoe was that he looked at Michael Jordan and the way that he played on court, and he said it resembled the way of a panther, or reminded him of a panther. So then in his creation of the Jordan 13, if we look at the sole of the shoe, you can notice how it does have the shape of a panther's paw. Nevertheless, we do see that it does have a cat's eye on the sole, but then it also has a cat's eye here on the medial side as well. There's not too much more that I know about this shoe here, as this is my first 13 in my collection. Yes, I was hoping that last year when the Flint 13 dropped in 2020, I would pick that up and let that be my first 13, but I did miss out, and all the 12s or the big sizes were taken up by everyone else, so unfortunately I wasn't able to get that pair, but I'm happy to have the Obsidians here in my pack and in my collection. Moving over to the sneaker itself, starting with the box. As you've seen, that the box is this all over grey or silver colorway with the Air Jordan logo here in this light blue here, and then looking around the box on the size tag, the colorway does read white, dark powder blue, Air Jordan 13 Retro with the size 12, and also a retail of $300. Now with the shoe itself, my first thoughts of the 13, initially I wasn't a big fan just because of how big the shoe looks, just how wide the shoe is, and especially looking down with the shoe on foot, it does seem quite wide, but then when it's to the side, it looks perfectly fine and great on foot. I actually got a lot of compliments from my family members when I was wearing this around the house to test the comfortability of it and how light it was. They did say it did suit my foot, but you you can tell that the shoe is white when looking front on. A big 13 fan, as I've mentioned, but my sister is a big 13s fan. She does have a few 13s in her collection, and I believe this is the first time I saw 13s was actually on my sister's foot. And seeing all her collection, I had to pick one up for myself as well. Now, looking at the Obsidian, or some people call it the UNC, or also the dark powder blue 13s, looking at the materials of this shoe, starting from the top, we do have this white kind of tumbled leather, and then it kind of goes to the toe box, and then we got this navy or dark powder blue leather, which does lead to the side where we have this synthetic suede, and then also on the midsole we also have the same suede with an also white, and the undertoning or the sole of the shoe being a light blue. And then one of my favorite hits of the shoe is the reflective cat's eyes, and then on the tongue you have these rope laces with also the synthetic suede on the tongue, and then on the upper part of the tongue we have this dark blue powder, a dark powder blue leather with this light baby blue Jumpman logo on there as well. Then also looking at the sole or the bottom of the shoe, we have that panther claw, and also the microfiber as well for the technology of the shoe, and also covering it with that light blue and also white there as well. I did mention this shoe did release on the 18th of September. I did miss out on Nikes, but I believe that majority of the 12s and 13s are gone on the Nike websites, but then also it did sell out at Nike Lambton. But I know sneakers from the midpoint from like 8 to 11 are sitting on Nike, but there's also a full size run at Foot Locker Lambton if you're in Wellington region as well, and I believe that's going to be the same right throughout the country. There is no hype on the sneakers. Is another reason why I wanted to pick this up as well, because I knew it was going to be an easy cop. Well, I was hoping it would, and it turned out it would be. But there is no resale on these shoes at all. So if you're looking to cop a 13, this is probably one of the perfect pairs to pick up before everyone notices and picks him up and then tries to be a reseller and place him on Facebook Marketplace. So don't go be spending a lot of money, and could just call up your local Foot Locker store and see if they have stock in hand in order to grab your pair as well. My thoughts of this shoe when wearing it, as I mentioned, I do feel like it's wide, but having it on foot, it's not as wide as I thought it would be. It's also extremely light, which is something that I did not think of the shoe. Looking at the shoe on the shelf, because I thought it was so wide, and because of how big it was, I thought this was going to be an extremely heavy shoe, and that's the reason why I turned away from 13s. But it's actually the opposite. It's such a super light shoe, extremely comfortable, and I think I have to place that for the air unit that's in this midsole, which is on the balls or the balls of your feet and also the heel. But so it is an extremely comfortable shoe. I also heard that I've also heard great reviews about this shoe being played on court, so I do want to have a bit of a test run of these on the court and see if it is true. But overall, also with sizing, do go true to size. So whatever you wear in your Jordans, you'll be fine with your true to size. But that's about it. There's not much more to the Jordan 13. I'm happy to have this one in my collection. As some of you may have known, if you've been here from the beginning, I am trying to collect every silhouette from 1 to 14, and now 13 is ticked off, and now we still got a couple more to go. But that's my take there on the Air Jordan 13 Retro Obsidian, or some people like to call UNC, or the dark powder blue. So here's some on-foot looks. that's a wrap, team. I hope you enjoyed my review on the Obsidian Jordan 13s. Please remember to leave us a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys soon.